Welcome to Cultural Review. I'm Daniel Meaney, Editor-in-Chief of Whim.
And I'm Nick Huber for Student Media and Arts and Entertainment.
All right. And today we're going to talk about the Radford Theater. We got the great privilege to go there and capture some footage for their It Chapter 2 premiere, where we got to meet some really cool people, as well as like the owners, and them throwing a very special presentation, basically, an add-on to the show itself, which was honestly phenomenal, and we're going to get into it today. So Nick, you actually got to see the whole movie through,
I did.
as well as meet the guy that we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
So let's talk about, location-wise, the Radford Theater is what? It's just on Main Street?
Yeah,
right
it's
off the
just
side of
right down the street next to like a couple restaurants. It's only has one screen in the theater, so they can only show one movie at a time. But despite that, they get very like immersive with it whenever a movie comes out on opening premiere, like on opening night. I mean.
Okay. Just because I haven't been there a whole lot, especially recently.
Yes.
What are like the common opinions for it like right now? Like why are people going here?
Well, the common opinions for it right now is the fact that the theater is only like $5 to get in. It's easily accessible to everyone around town here that lives in this general area, and it's a very unique theater. Unlike going to the Regal Cinema or let's say I think the other one's called like IMAX. There we go. Yeah, they're going to the IMAX theater. You have the staff actually dress the whole place up as like a theme from the film. Like for example, for It, they had a bunch of red balloons surrounding the lobby area and some parts inside of the theater itself. And then they also had some of the staff, or one of the guys there, Marcus, dress up as Pennywise, and you could get a photo with him like behind a green screen. You could take it home with you for free.
All right.
It was really cool.
Let's get into that in just a second. Anyways, so the big thing is this theater is a lot more intimate. It's like it's a lot smaller.
Very.
It's a lot closer as well than the other two. So for a lot of people within Radford, it's just a much easier choice, even if it doesn't have a slew of different movies all playing at once. It's just a more relaxed setting, you'd say. Yeah, and I guess I can see a lot of the pros and cons for it, because honestly, I've been to Regal a number of times, and frankly, I think I pay more for just popcorn than I do for the actual ticket.
Yeah. And another thing is like it's just a dedicated movie theater. Like unlike Regal, sometimes has like arcades and all this other stuff in there that doesn't really need to be there. You just need like your lobby, your screens of your theater, and that's just about it. But this one here, it's a very like traditional kind of a little bit of a rundown theater. But despite that, though, it's a very fun community theater, and it's a good place to go to just if you're living around Radford in a small town.
All right. So you kind of already mentioned it before. We were getting pictures with this guy. So the main exhibit that they were giving everyone was that they had a gentleman dressed as Pennywise, who we actually did get to speak to. We'll bring you that here in just a few. And so there, you walk through the door and you got to see this clown.
Yes.
It is the murderous clown.
Yeah, you got to see the murderous Pennywise
wandering through the lobby. So how was people coming in, getting to see all of the, A, that setup, and B, just kind of him there? What was it like being able to go in and get pictures with him and everything? How was the reception for that, you think?
Oh, the reception for that was great. Like, people were very, like, ecstatic. I was seeing, like, guys' girlfriends kind of, like, cowered behind them, like, no, I don't want to do it. It's like, oh, come on, it's like a one-time experience. We got to do this tonight, It was fantastic, just seeing, like, all these people getting, like, really into it. And then when they got in the theater itself, what was crazy was, like, some of the balloons like flowed their way into the theater, and during the movie we would see like some of the balloons that still had helium in it like floating up near the screen and stuff. And it was like the most immersive, like watching it this time around, it was like the most immersive like film experience I've seen in a while, because the movies, like the balloons that were popping out from the movie itself, like we had balloons in the theater going on while they were there, so it was kind of like this weird illusion thing was going on, where it looked like when the balloons were showing on the screen, it looked like they were coming out because you had real balloons floating around in the audience,
falling all over you guys.
Yeah.
And so it definitely, so with Marcus's performance, he wasn't just there taking pictures.
He wasn't.
He was really scaring the piss out of like a few people. Honestly, that was probably the funnest thing for it was watching people walk up to the door, opening the door, look to their left, and go, nope. Just wander back out. Whole groups of people just running away from this. And supposedly he actually came in during the show.
He did, yes.
What was that like?
Okay, so I'm over in the far left end of the theater, like where the left row is coming in, and you're seeing the door on the right just like kind of slowly kind of creak open. And I know this is Marcus like getting ready to like do his thing and come out there. And during like just right when one of the jump scares happens in the movie, he just bolts out, runs through the audience holding a balloon, is like waving at people and stuff. He doesn't grab anybody, but he's just like runs through the audience. You can hear everyone just going, ah!
It's like, oh great, it's out of the screen.
Yeah,
excellent.
It was great because I was looking forward to that all night, because when I saw it Chapter 1 back in 2017 at the same theater and I went opening night, he did this too, and it was just fantastic. Like this time though around, like there was a lot more screams and a lot more like, oh my god!
It's like half the people hadn't realized it the first time. This time everyone's kind of looking for it. It's just like, is it coming now?
And I think this time around it actually sold the whole immersive experience now, because ever since like that happened, as me and my friends were like walking out of the theater, we could hear people like still talking about it and stuff, or like, wow, that is the most like in theater experience I've had in a while, like where someone actually dresses up as a character from the film and scares the piss out of me during when I'm watching the movie.
So, and we actually did get a bunch of details kind of surrounding how he got involved in this, but we'll go ahead and let him tell you a little bit of it, and we'll play the interview for you right now. Enjoy.
Go for it.
So, we just finished the first viewing for It Chapter 2. You're all dressed up. Tell us who you are, what you're doing here, what's your background.
Well, come here to be Pennywise, and I have a little bit of background doing this before. I did it last time, the last of the movie, and it was a fun experience, so they asked me back again, and it turned out to be really fun already again.
Was a lot of fun?
Yes.
Right. So besides this, you said you did this last time. What is some past work? You've also been involved with costume, makeup, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I worked at many haunted houses. I was in a movie when I lived in Texas. I'm now part of Helheim Haunted Attraction in Whitfield. But I've been doing this since probably 2000, 2001. Makeup and just scaring and anything like that. I just enjoy it.
So you've got a lot of experience with this. You've been doing it for a while.
I love it.
All right. So how'd you get involved with the Radford Theater, like for that first time around?
It was kind of funny because I knew the movie was coming out. I had this costume way before the movie was remade. And I seen that this theater does stuff like that. They do different things. So I contacted Paul here and asked him, it's like, hey, what would you think if I dressed up as Pennywise for the premiere of It? And he likes it. Yeah, come on down. So we'll do a photo shoot and whatever, everything. So we did it. And then we just decided to add some more stuff, like going through the theater, and then at the end throwing balloons over people and everything. And it's creeped a lot of people out. So for round 2, he's like, hey, you want to do it again? I was like, yes.
Most definitely.
Most definitely, yes, I want to do it again.
Right. So, having done it both now, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, how was the experience last time in comparison to now? Was it any different? Any different kind of reactions or anything?
It's kind of bringing back memories from last time I did it. You know, it's like I just did this yesterday, but it's been 2 years already. But it's still fun. You know, I still love creeping people out. You know, it's a blast. You know, seeing the reactions on their faces and just they're having fun and some are just scared, but either way I'm enjoying it. So
we definitely saw that when we were at the door and the group of girls that came up and just bolted down the street.
Yeah, and I chased after them. I didn't help anything, but I had to.
It was really great though. All right, so let's see. So was there any different process for it? Like, you got in contact with them last time, they contacted you this time around.
Yes.
As far as the viewings go, like when you went through the theater or beforehand, was there any real differences between last time? Are there any improvements?
Well, this time I think kind of people knew what I was going to do. So I'd come through, and the people were shocked that I'd come through, but I knew they probably knew I was going to come around this time again, but I didn't see too much of a reaction. But I have a feeling this next go around is probably going to be a different story. So we'll see.
I gotcha.
Maybe something different.
All right, so definitely talk about people's reactions for it. For the most part, what is the reception that you get with this? You know, some people are kind of creeped out. Is there anyone that's like really hyped to see you? You know, what's some of the good and bad you've kind of had?
Well, of course, you know, the bad people hate clowns. You know, they kind of just cower down and run away. Don't look at me, you know, kind of thing. But then there's a couple of them, you know, you could tell they're all dressed up. They got the makeup on, you know, they got the shirts, you know, yeah, I want a picture with you, you know, the high fives and stuff like that. You know, that's what makes it fun, you know. Also, when they're scared too, it makes it fun too. But yeah, if they're enjoying it, then you know, I'm all for it.
That's all of that. Yeah, I got you. That's awesome, man. All right, so that's so after this, you know, we've got a chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, there's not going to be a chapter 3. Barring the merchandising
probably not.
sense in here. So what kind of future work would you be looking at?
Well, you know, like I said, I've always done haunted houses. You know, I've been doing that for many years now. I think about 6 or 7 years. I just, you know, mess around with it, and you know, hopefully one day it'll pay off. You know, I'd love to get into doing something else more than what I'm doing now. You know, I see all these cool shows and stuff like, oh, I'd love to be on that. It's just, you know, maybe one day, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping, you know, do little things here and there, and hopefully one day I'll get there. So.
I gotcha. And you mentioned the haunted house a couple of times.
Yeah.
Do you still work at the one in Withville?
Yes.
Okay. What was its name again, just real quick?
It's Hellhain.
Hellhain.
Haunted attraction. It's it just started last year, and it's starting to get big. But I've worked at other ones as well. I've worked at St. Albans. I've worked at Haunted Mansion and Graham's Forge.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been a little bit everywhere. So yeah, hopefully one day I'll get back to, you know, doing it for big stuff like movies and stuff. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do that.
You mentioned you were in a movie. What movie was
Yes,
that?
I was in a movie. It was called Risen, but I think it's come out. It's called Armageddon of the Dead now. But I did stunt work in that one. I was an extra zombie, and I also did Foley work, which means I was voiceover and some zombie stuff. So it was a fun movie. You know, it gave me experience. It just makes me want to do it more.
Just every taste you get, you're just going to end up wanting more with
I'd
it.
love to do it some more. That'd be awesome.
Alrighty, man. Well, that's kind of all the questions I had for you, man. Thank you so much for doing the interview.
Problem. No problem.
And again, this is Marcus Slaughter. He's been doing this for years. It's been a great treat. If you ever get the chance to see him, especially in the movies, definitely check him out. And hopefully we'll see you again, man.
Hope so.
It's awesome. Well, we're going to go get some pictures now.
Okay.
All right. So that was our interview with Marcus. Marcus Slaughter, very interesting guy.
Very interesting, man.
And I think one of the big things, and this was something that continually came up after you told me about this, and we're trying to organize it and get in touch with them.
Yes.
And everything for that. One of the best things that everyone said to me, I mean, my wife, Jeff said it, you know, just everyone that I spoke to was always just like, if I see that clown coming at me, I'm gonna hit him. And so, again, across the board, everyone was just kind of like, that's how people get hit, stabbed, or shot. And first off, this is some really violent moviegoers, apparently. I was not prepared entirely for how just up in arms they were going to get. And so I, of course, had to ask Marcus, you know, how many times has this happened? Has anyone actually come after you with this? And to my surprise, most of the time, well, less surprising, but most of the time, apparently, no. Most people see the killer clown and kind of run the other direction, which, fair.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But he said...
Thankfully, he didn't get hurt that he talked
Yeah, that's the
huge risk dressing up as a clown now, because you see all this stuff on Facebook now where
and that was because that came out with the first one.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, the whole clown thing, where people were like getting ready to like kill guys dressed as clowns because they were so terrified of
There's
them.
people like walking in the streets. Anyways, that's a whole other
That's
thing.
a whole other story. We will cover some other time, but it's worth mentioning here because it does tie into it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yes. And so, but according to Marcus, he's only ever had one guy actually get scared and then hit him. He says it's only happened once, and man, did I get it.
Yeah, I definitely believe it.
So, but but general reception, I mean, at least from what I saw, you know, people were, of course, scared, but most of the time people will see it and they immediately just start laughing.
Yeah.
You know, because that's honestly, like, that's the point of haunted houses, that's the point of scary movies half the time is, you get scared, you get that little bit of rush, but it's also something you can laugh
But it's
about.
also fun, you know, because you also bring your friends, your family there, and you're also getting, like, a crack out of how scared your friend's getting. Like, maybe you're not scared of it, but, you know, you're all having, like, a blast. There's that whole adrenaline rush kicking in.
Yeah.
You know, that's why a lot of people, like, go to see horror movies. They usually describe them as, like, a roller coaster in the theater, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right, so the big question, honestly, from, you know, just our social standpoint, like, getting to experience this, you know, over, you know, getting to do this type of presentation for the movie where they've got extra performances mixed in with it, you know, do you think it, like, very much so, and I mean, I think it's kind of obvious, I think the experience was really enhanced.
Yes.
By it.
It was very, very enhanced.
Very enhanced. Okay. And so, because that's, you know, that's kind of one of the big questions came out of this, like, you know, going to Regal, going to IMAX and everything. Like, IMAX, the screen is massive and you get a little more immersed in it, but do you think it really has the same, I guess, lasting effect?
I don't really think so. That's the thing. I really don't actually think that's the case. With the IMAX, you do get the bigger screen. You do get the surround sound and stuff. And sometimes, if you're lucky, like if you go in California, you might get the seats that rumble, like from the bass, like when the movie, like, you know, the soundtrack kicks in, that sort of thing. But in here, like, it's a lot different because there's other stuff like going on. The theater itself is doing in theme with the movie, and it's not a bunch of just techno stuff that's actually trying to do it. That's the thing. It's different here. There's like two things going on. You have the theater staff dress the whole place up as a theme from the film, and you have also one of the guys who's a volunteer shows up dressing up as a character from the film, you know? I'll tell you this, like, when I went to go see Godzilla, like the new Godzilla film in the IMAX, I mean, if there was a guy, like, in the lobby dressed up as Godzilla, like, I would remember that 10 times better than me seeing the movie on opening night, you know?
So this is definitely something, and it's kind of sad because, you know, we were talking about this before, but as great as these kind of performances are and as memorable as they become for us, I really don't see Regal or IMAX, not even just an unwillingness to do it, but just an inability to do it. Like, the amount of red tape they would kind of have to go through in order to clear this, because, you know, it wouldn't be a standardized thing.
No,
Regal's just too massive. It's like, you know, it's like trying to host a haunted house at McDonald's.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, they've got to run that way up the chain.
Regal's way too corporate. In fact, I actually have a friend who works at a Regal over in California, and the thing is, there have to be a lot of red tape for them to cut through, and they'd have to get, like, maybe licensing rights and a bunch of other stuff, because Regal, like, unlike this theater that's not very well known, it's very, like, run down, again, Regal is a corporate entity, and the thing is, they'd have to go through just, like, a bunch of just red tape and getting licenses just to pull off something like this.
Yeah.
Not to mention the money that have to go into getting the rights to do it, you know?
Yeah, getting more characters, getting more performances, getting more decorations and everything for it. So this, unfortunately, the end of this review, you know, it's a little sad more theaters can't do it, but it's so great that Radford Theater is getting to do it.
We're
and
extremely
is doing
lucky
it.
that this happens, like, around here in this area, and definitely, hopefully from this video, like, people will start to
we can see
here.
more of it.
Yes,
Yeah,
we'll see more of
definitely.
it, because the theater, like, depends on this people coming to see these screenings. So,
So, alright, guys. Well, you know, I think that'll do it for our cultural review today. Thanks for tuning in with us. We've got more stuff coming for you, especially in this month of October, so please keep an eye out for that. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll see you next time.
you float too!